Everybody, Rich with Prep U, and it is Thursday once again. So that means range tips from the range. We are also going to continue our Mosin Nagant cleaning videos. This will be video 2. I'm actually going to show you how to take it apart and get it all set up for cleaning. And then the next video will be the cleaning, and then the last video will be basically getting it ready to shoot and stuff like that. Getting it oiled, getting the wood taken care of. Because once you pull all this cosmoline and other crap off of it, you've got to protect the wood. You've got to protect the metal parts so they don't start rusting on you. Because the ammo that it uses is highly corrosive, and you don't want your rifle to start corroding and looking like crap. I mean, it's not going to look perfect. It's a used rifle. Don't know when it was used. Really like to think it was used during World War II, which would be pretty dang awesome. It was made in Russia, so we know that for a fact. But what we're going to start this time with is stories from the range, and we've got some good ones, and one that I kind of teased with last time we had stories from the range, but we'll end with that one, all right? And that's the one that the blind guy, the blind guy that comes shooting. So one thing I like about a lot of our customers, they're very resilient on trying to save money. They bring their own targets. It's amazing how many people bring targets with real pictures, be it Justin Bieber, be it a political figure, be it a mother-in-law, brother-in-law, a sister, the person that's having the birthday. And I always hate being the bad guy and go, no, you cannot shoot at targets that are real people. And they just look at me and they go like, why? I said, because you're shooting at technically real people. I don't know why you're shooting at this target. I don't know what the target's all about, but you cannot shoot at targets that have real people on it. And they, of course, I mean, they understand after a while, but it's all a joke to them, and it's especially the birthday ones. I think that's kind of funny, but still can't do it, at least not at our range. You can't shoot at people. Now, there are targets out there that are, how do you say it, caricatures. That's fine. You can bring that, the bully, the bad guy, Osama bin Laden in his skeleton, but he's got his desert garb on, carrying an AK-47. That's fine, But I also like the ones that make their own, and I like this one. It says at the top, shooting correction chart. That is awesome. Now this is a target that one of the guys left behind, and obviously he sucks because he never even really got it in the middle. Yeah, I guess he got one right there, but that's about it. Homemade targets are great. I love homemade targets. Like I've always said, when you're paying $1 whatever for a target, why, bring your own. Go to Michael's or any of these places that have craft shows, craft supplies, Joanne Fabric, places like that, and get a big writing tablet, great big ones for schools. Draw your own targets, I think that's good. I think that makes a lot of sense, and do it that way. Or if you like a certain kind of target, especially like a splatter target or something like that, get it online. You save a lot of money that way. Very true. I had another guy tried to give me some cash because I helped him with his rifle and helped his son do a bunch of things. I said, we really, we're really not supposed to take anything, and we're just here. We get paid very little, but we get paid to help you all out and have a good time here. And actually, that's why I love working the range. I really like helping people out a lot, and it's very enjoyable for me to do that. And he goes, oh, okay, I understand. And they continued shooting and everything. They shot for a while, and they were shooting 9mm and 22 rifle and all that. And as he's leaving, I always try, when I see people leaving, I always try to go to the door and say, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate your business. Without you, I wouldn't have a job and all that kind of stuff. Everybody should be like that where they work. I know there are trouble customers and you just want to get rid of them, but you got to kill them with kindness. I mean, I learned that in the fire service, dealing with irate people. More so fire inspections, but you know what I mean. But he said to me, he said, hey, he said, I just want you to know I left you something over there in the range for you. Thank you. We really appreciate it. And I went, oh, okay, well, thank you. Really, thank you. Walked over there. There was a box of 9mm and a box of 223 sitting there. So 50 rounds of 9mm, 20 rounds of 223. I thought, it's better than cash, especially now. It's a lot more expensive than cash. This was a while ago. This is back when you could buy a box of 9mm for like $12. Not including the tax in Cook County. God, I gotta get it out of this state. I really, really do. So, another story. Had a couple come in. They rented one of our rifles, and it was the Scar. And they told them at the range that it was having a little bit of problems, but they could rent it if they wanted to. I hadn't pulled it from the range yet. I hadn't told them because I didn't know there was a problem with it. There hadn't been a problem, but over the weekend apparently there was a problem. And they come in with it, and we goofed around. It wasn't feeding correctly. And I said, what I would do if I were you is I would take this back. I'm going to radio them, tell them to take it out of service, exchange your 308 for 45 and shoot something different, or 9mm, shoot something different. We've got some great stuff. Forget a shotgun. Have some fun with a shotgun. No, we're fine. I said, okay, remember, once you shoot one bullet, you can't take the box back. Oh, okay. So it still had the feeding problem. They cranked off a couple rounds, and I said, I can't help you. I mean, I tried to do a field clean, a quick clean, nothing. Just it wasn't feeding properly. And what it turned out to be was the magazine, but the magazine had been dropped several times, and it just wasn't feeding correctly. But back to the other story, or the main story here, is when they left, yeah, we're just going to get something different. We'll come back in. Well, I knew where this was heading, so they went out, so I watched them as they went out, and they were at the range counter, and you could tell that they were arguing with the people behind the range counter. And all of a sudden, I get on the radio, hey, Rich, they want to return this ammo, but there's some missing. And I said, I told them if they shot anything out of that box, they aren't getting any of their money back, and the ammo's theirs. And they go, that's what we thought. And the people looked toward the window, and they looked relatively pissed, but they knew that's what I said. You can't return half a box of ammo. It doesn't work that way. So they ended up just leaving. I've never seen them come back again. They were, I don't know if they were more pissed at me, the range counter, or themselves for being stupid. But, that's the kind of stuff you run into. Another thing, and we get this all the time, people will come and they'll rent the shotgun and they'll buy shotgun shells, and we sell all kinds of shotgun shells. We sell slugs, we sell pheasant load, we sell duck load, we sell trap and skeet. We sell all kinds because people come in and buy them all the time. And if the range, if they're renting the shotgun, obviously they should be buying slugs. And time again, I get people say, they'll shoot, and I'll go, you can only shoot slugs here. Well, I bought this here. I go, yeah, you can buy all kinds of ammo, here that you can't shoot in the range. I mean, there's 50 BMG. You can't shoot that at the range. We sell green tip. Can't shoot that at the range. And they get, really upset. Now, obviously, that's an issue with the range counter, you know, if we don't have slugs and you're renting a shotgun and you're not supposed to use, you know, outside ammo, although we've become pretty lax on outside ammo because there isn't any, you know, there's kind of a red flag ought to come up. But I get a lot of customers and they'll say, well, can I shoot this? I go, no, that's bird shot. Well, what about this? No, that's trap and skeet. You can't. You have to shoot slugs. So they get, you know, relatively upset and all that kind of good stuff. But I'm just a range guy. I'm just following rules. I'm not going to lose my job so you can have a good time and break the rules. You know, that's the way it is. You know, so, but, all right. The range story you've been waiting for. At least I think you've been waiting for it. This one, about a year ago, I may have talked about this one. There was a gentleman that was coming in, and I didn't see him come in the store. I didn't see him go to the range counter. I just got this call. And they said, hey, Rich, somebody's bringing in a guy, and he's going to be shooting. Just pay, you know, close attention. He has some vision issues. I said, okay, no problem. We'll take care of it. And one of our associates from the sales floor brought this gentleman in and kind of led him over to one of the lanes. I think it was lane 12. Not that it makes any difference to you. It was lane 12. So the associate just kind of looks at me, and I swear I thought he was joking. I absolutely thought he was joking. He looks at me with this look on his face and says, yeah, he's going to need some help. He's blind. And I just looked at the sales associate and I went, okay, right, exactly. All right. And the guy goes, no, really, he's blind. Well, if you know anything about the categories of being legally blind, you can still see and be legally blind. I don't know if you can drive and still be legally blind. I don't know. You know, that'd be a good question. But people can still read, still see, still do other things if they're legally blind. So I didn't think anything of it. So the guy's in the range, and he's just standing there. And I said, hey, so can I help you? He says, yeah. He says, my name's so-and-so, and I just need some help getting my rifle out of the case. And if you would put the magazines here, put the ammo here. And this is a new rifle, so when I'm ready to shoot, just give me a hand with aiming. I said, okay, sure, I can do that. No problem. I'm thinking, okay, sounds good. So I had other customers, went back and forth, and about the time he was ready, the lanes emptied out. It was just him and another couple, and they were doing fine. And he says to me, he says, okay, he says, what's your name? I told him my name's Rich, and he says, okay, great. He said, Rich, I just need help. I'm going to bring the rifle up to my shoulder. I am going to hold it the way I need to hold it. I want you to, for a couple of rounds, aim at the center of the target for me. I said, okay, how far out do you want? He says, what's your range set up at? I said, 5, 7, 10, 15, and 25 yards. He says, put it out about, 7 yards. I said, okay. Put it out 7 yards. And he says, okay. He says, come, give me a hand. So I just kind of reach around, and he's right-handed, so I reach around, and I'm looking over his shoulder, and I said, it should be right about there. He says, okay, I'm going to fire a couple rounds. So he fires off 3 rounds, and I go, pretty close, a little low and to the right. He said, okay. He says, hold it there again for me. So I went out there, and I held it again. And he says, hold on, I got to fix my feet. So he fixed his feet. He says, okay, hold it again. So I held it again. He fired off 3 rounds. And God is my witness, I swear. 1 went in the bullseye. 2 went right next to it. I said, yeah, you're pretty much spot on right now. You shouldn't have a problem. He says, oh, okay. He says, I'm good. I said, you're good? He goes, yeah, I'm good. I said, okay. He says, I said, all right, I'm just going to back off. He said, all right. He says, yeah. He says, my extra magazines are here. My ammo's here. Okay, thank you. So I just backed off. I'm just sitting back there just watching this. I'm telling you. He reloaded his magazine because he only puts like 10 rounds in each time. Puts it back up, brings the rifle up to his shoulder, holds it right, moves his stance around, and cranks off 3 more rounds. Now, they didn't go directly in the center. They kind of hit the fringe of the red, and I'm thinking, interesting. So he moves a little bit, breathes out, fires 3 more rounds. 2 went in the red, and 1 didn't. And I walked over, I said, wow, that's pretty good. He said, yeah, I've kind of learned that, you know, with being as blind as I am, he says, I'm not 100% blind, but I do see light and shades, but I can't see the target right now. He says, and I don't see the sights. I have learned to hold the rifle in a certain way. I don't shoot pistol because I can't do that. I says, okay, I understand that. You know, I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. And he said, yeah, I'd imagine they would. He says, although it does freak out a lot of people when they say, hey, there's a blind guy coming in to shoot at the range. So he was there for about a half hour, and I came by, and he called me over. He says, hey, can you grab my case and put it up here on the bench for me, or the tray, and I'll put everything away. He put everything in there. He put his extra magazines. He had shot all his ammo, so I helped him. He says, do you mind if I just leave some stuff here, you know, like the boxes? I says, leave it. I'll take care of it from there. Everything will be fine. He said, okay. All right, very cool. And he packed up, and he says, just point me toward the door. I pointed him toward the door. I called out to the associate that had helped him and said, hey, you know, so-and-so's coming out. He's done shooting, and we're good to go. Just give him a hand. He's got a car waiting for him. They said, okay, very good. And he left, and they radio back in. They go, does the lane still work? I go, does the lane still work? Listen, you jerks. First of all, he shoots better than any of you out there shoot. Practically shoots better than I shoot. Figure that one out. So everybody had a good laugh over that. He's come back a couple different times. He's been there a couple times when I wasn't, a couple times when I was, and we've gotten to joking and laughing about different stuff. And he normally brings a different rifle every time. And he says he just enjoys it. So there you go. That's the blind guy range story, and it's amazing what the human body can do when it loses one of its senses. But pretty darn amazing, you know. But we'll have more range stories probably in a month or so, but that was one that I wanted to show. So, okay, second half of the video. We're going to take this Mosin apart. I'm going to show you how easy it is. You shouldn't be afraid of doing this with a Mosin. Some rifles, and even pistols, have more pieces to it than this darn thing. This is a very simple, very easily taken apart rifle. I'm going to move the camera down, and we're going to take a look at it. I was going to read you about Mosins, but you know, I'll do that next time. This video is running a little bit long. But this part won't take long because all I'm going to do is take it apart and show you how it works. So let me move this and bring it down. Yeah, there it is. There's the Mosin. All right. So anyhow, so a couple of things with this rifle to take it apart. As you know, we talked about this before. You've got your cleaning rod here. All this is a twist. Oh shoot, it's gonna make a layer out of it. Twist, and out comes the rod. There's your cleaning rod. Here is your device for cleaning. The barrel, kind of very interesting thing. But again, remember that this ammo is highly corrosive ammo, so you need to clean this very aggressively. So then you have 2 clips. Let's see if I can get that. You got 2 little clips here and rings that hold this all together. So let's take that off. So all you're going to do is press it down and move the one ring over. I'd be surprised if this one comes over. Yeah, that's what I figured. Hold on. Nice little furniture hammer here. And where I'm hitting this is along the clip. Obviously somebody who did it before didn't do it along the little holding device. This keeps me from damaging the wood at all. comes down, release the other clip, top piece comes off. All right, there's the top piece from the top of the barrel. We'll set that right there. We won't need the hammer anymore. We'll get rid of that. Well, I just put it there. So now for the rest of this, for those of you guys that have, and gals that have bolt action, bring it all the way back, pull the trigger, it slides right out. All right, so there's the bolt action. On here now, once you take that off, there's a screw right there and a screw right there. All right, this is going to take the guard off. This is going to take the barrel off. So let's start with the bottom. And again, it comes with a really cool little tool. You just use that. And I do want to say something. With this being a used rifle, not a brand new rifle, it isn't horrible with cosmoline and other things. So you got a shorter screw there. Then we flip it over. The other, there's a fair amount of grease on here, which we'll take off and just clean it. I've seen some that when you take it out of the packaging, the cosmoline is just, I mean, literally falling off. You can see, so you got a larger bolt there. So that's gonna take your barrel and trigger assembly off. That took off your magazine and trigger guard. So, and like I said, this is not terrible. It's greasy, but it's not terrible. So it's obviously has been used before. So you end up with a pretty clean rifle here. And this, how we're gonna do this, barrel, or the barrel. These pieces are going in a black plastic bag in the 95-degree sun, which we have today. These parts, we are just going to take a turkey pan, and we're just gonna drop these in here. Guys, I'm not taking the whole thing apart. I don't see any reason. This isn't, like I said, this isn't one that's like just totally horrible. Those are gonna go in there with mineral spirits, and then, hold on. I didn't plan this well. The barrel itself is going to go inside here. Inside there. Actually, the barrel's about here, so I'm probably going to cut it off a little bit more. And then we're just going to pour our mineral spirits into the top of this thing. Remember, barrel goes in first. Oh, and you can use, obviously, do the cleaning rod too at the same time because it's kind of sticky. Barrel and cleaning rod go in before you pour the mineral spirits. You know, and then as time goes along, you just pull it out, wipe it down, put it back in until you're happy that it's nice and clean. And we're going to do that in the next video. So you can see this is probably the easiest rifle I've ever taken apart. Now, like I said, I mean, we could play with the trigger, but if you look on here, there is not really anything on there except for the dust on my hands. It'll clean up really easy. It'll be a piece of cake. We'll use some nylon brushes to get in there to save everything. And you can see again, this is really clean. This is not caked on. This is definitely a used firearm, which makes me so much happier that it is like this, because then I'm guessing it was used during World War II. And how cool is that? I mean, I didn't expect that. My son's was not like this. He has the octagonal barrel. I guess that's how you say it. And it's pretty cool. So there you go. There is range stories and the disassemble of the Mosin Nagant, all ready for cleaning. Next video, we'll have another couple weeks. We'll have one, a couple weeks. 1 week, we'll have another video, range tip of the week, along with the cleaning of the Mosin Nagant. That's it. All right. Thanks a lot. Take care. Subscribers, thank you. Please pass this along to other people. Because we all know that we have prepping tip of the week. We have a couple new videos coming out. One that is specifically a timely event for preppers. Not event, timely video for preppers coming up in a couple weeks. So thank you very much. Always remember, be aware of your surroundings no matter where you are. Vacation is really important because you don't really know the area you're in, and keep supplies with you. I know it's extra stuff to take with, but make sure you have a small, at least 5 things plus that you should always carry with you, and that's a video that you can look at too. Make sure that you have extra food, snacks, and all that kind of stuff for bug out, shelter in place, or going on vacation, road trips with the kids. Crayons and games are good too. And prep like your life depends on it, because it does. Thanks a lot. See you later. Take care.